Hello and welcome to the Mom Boss Method podcast. I'm Chrissy, I'm the Mom Boss, and I'm joined by one of my favourite people in the world who just is, I don't know, brings me warmth on the days that things are going shit by just giving me lots of reality checks. Like when I just put my lipstick on, she said, "You're putting lipstick on."
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Laura-Faye.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. I'm okay. I'm good. The sun's coming out. Makes me really happy.
Yeah, it's actually raining here in Manchester, so I can't
Oh, okay. Sorry about
can't
that.
relate. Can't relate.
Sorry about that. So if you have listened to the podcast before, you know that Laura Faye is responsible for the Sculpt Active coat. We're not going to go there again. We've done that. People already know you as the coat. You know, people in my client group know you as the coat Laura, coat Laura, Laura that's responsible for the coat.
Oh.
But we did our episode on menopause, didn't we, on your podcast? And I wanted you to come back because I think you are going to have some absolute bombs to share with my audience about being a very busy mum to a very gorgeous baby, and also about food, but we won't, and eating amounts and stuff like that. We're not going to spoil that too early on. Um, so welcome. Why don't you tell everyone who you are, what you do, and why you do it, how you got to where you are?
So obviously, Laura-Faye Fitness. I've been coaching for 3 years now. Left the military, and it's interesting because I know we've just been saying that like I'm doing a presenting thing soon, and I actually want to talk about it as about fake it till you make it
Mm,
because I feel like, and not just fake it till you make it, but I knew when I was leaving the military. I had a mortgage to pay. I had a wedding coming up. I had responsibilities and I was losing a very good wage.
mm,
But my next step was I want to be a coach and I want to help people feel their best. And if that means taking a pay cut, that's okay because it's going to make me happy. It's going to make them happy. So that's why I started originally. And because there was no option to fail, there literally was no option to fail. It was either you make this work. And it's really funny because I went into a really small gym, watched other people, and like, because it might be because of my military background, but my timing was always good. I was always 10 minutes early for every client. I went above and beyond, still do. Like, people can't believe because I still do a couple of in-person PTs, how much I actually provide for them, like the online coaching with it, which I know we as coaches know a lot about, but I feel like general PTs don't. Eh,
mm.
so I could see the difference in me when I stepped into that first gym and I was like, I think, like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I know I'm going to do well because I'm already 5 steps ahead and
Mm.
there's no chance I'm ever going to not do that for my clients. And I think giving people that extra and watching them learn and change their bodies, which in turn obviously change their mindset,
Mm.
it's just, well, you'll know it as well. There's no feeling like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing when you see that in other people. And so just start from the beginning for me. So you were in the military for how long? I know you
11
put
years.
this on your stories and I guessed wrong. 11 years.
Yeah,
Okay. And you traveled all over, didn't you? Did you
yeah,
work in North America?
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot in
Yeah.
North America.
A
Yeah,
lot in North America. Okay. Left the military.
yeah.
You knew you had a wedding coming up. You started in a small gym, and it was that I want to go above and beyond to help my clients get where they want to get to. And that drive to see other people succeed. Like it feeds us.
Yeah, and I think like I do have a couple of male clients, but it's mainly women. I feel like I had a really rocky end to my military career, got medically discharged, won't go into it, but I was really depressed when I left. And I feel like the only thing that saved me was training.
Mm,
And like, as much as I am very much a transformation coach, I do go into the mindset as well. And I think helping someone go from feeling like complete shit about themselves to being really confident, not saying that they look like they've got a six pack or anything like that. It's not about that.
mm,
But if their mindset's completely transformed and they feel confident no matter what they look like, you can't describe it.
no. No, no, and I was talking to my client group about this week about confidence comes from just showing up for yourself. It doesn't matter if you've lost a pound or 10 pounds or whatever. Confidence comes from the fact that you are showing up for yourself and you're proving to yourself that you can do it. And that's what you described, at the beginning of your change in career. I had no choice. I had to make this work. So you're like giving yourself this line of no excuses, no excuses. It's this, or we don't have a wedding
Or a mortgage, do you know what I
or
mean?
a mortgage.
Or
Yeah.
a house. And I think, I don't know if I'm a little bit harsh. I'm not going to change that because I feel like I did go a little bit softer. Now I am a little bit more harsher. But if you want to change, you will. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what you like, I'm not like obviously the circumstances are different, but if you want to change one little thing, you can. The
Mm,
only person that's holding you back is you. And I think once you see that click in someone's mind,
yeah.
that is just it's next level. You can't compare it.
No, for sure. So who are the people that you help? Is it mainly people that are either in the military or have left the military?
So my niche as such is very much military women, veterans women. But I feel like because of the military side, I do attract like I've got a lot of clients that I know. And I think because they know my background and they know that I am no bullshit,
Mm,
they want that approach. So it's not like I'm just completely like, oh yeah, you can't come to me because you're not military.
yeah.
But that's the goal. I think because I had such a shit end to my military career, I really want to help women in that situation. And women, because I was an engineer and I worked completely on my own as a woman, like 9 out of 10 times I was the only girl in any situation.
Mm,
And to be that female who's trying to get fit, who's trying to not eat shit, who's trying to be the best that they can, surrounded by blokes that don't care about the appearance or they don't care about the health, I think that's a really lonely place to be.
yeah.
So if I can be that PT in the pocket,
Yeah, that helps. Um, I guess there's loads of different avenues that we could go down with this, but what do you think makes being in the military different in terms of what we do to, someone like me? So how do you have to tailor your approach? If I was to come to you as a fat loss coach, how would your approach be with an ex-military or an existing military person compared to me?
you can be a lot harsher.
Yeah.
You can be
Thicker
a lot
skins.
harsher. And
Yeah.
it's the banter as well, because I feel like when I left the military, like talking to people, I had to really like tone down because like the C word is very high up in my vocabulary, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
people don't like it. And it's like I swear like a trooper, like, and I think you can tell when I'm talking to clients, if they are military or ex-military, I'll be like, you're talking shit. Do you know what I mean? I will lay the law down a little bit more, whereas my one-to-one PT clients, I feel like they've got used to me now, but when they first started, I wouldn't have been like how I am now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really interesting. So I have a client that is ex-military and she's now a police officer. So yeah, for sure, she really appreciates the no bullshit approach. Yeah.
You need it, I think, because it's drilled into you, and I think I've kind of learned in the last 6 months that I went soft because I was surrounded by soft coaches,
Yeah.
but it's not me, and that's why I feel like people may not have come to me
Yeah.
because I weren't giving them that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like people that have like I joined up at 19. Like I'm used to getting shouted at. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so left military, started doing this, then did get married and got a mortgage. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
I already had a house in Lincoln, sold that, moved to Manchester. Then COVID happened. So then I
mm,
did my PT course in lockdown. And then just as we were coming out of lockdown, I was like, right, let's go.
yeah, okay. So got married,
Yeah.
baby Hugo came along.
Baby Hugo came along, yeah. And killing my sleep routine right now. He's been such a good baby. Remember when we went to Glasgow?
Yeah,
Perfect sleeper.
yeah,
Doesn't exist anymore.
okay. How old
But
is he now?
8 months.
Uh, sleep regression.
Well, we were a sleep regression, and then he got ill. So then now he's just kind of like, it's just the new Hugo. And I'm like,
Yeah, clingy. Yeah. Okay.
tired.
Well, it will get better, but I can't give you a time scale. Sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So, so you are a busy mum with a small baby. You run an online and a face-to-face business, just
Yeah,
opened a new gym,
yeah.
which I am really sad that we're not coming to Manchester because I would have swung a visit into that. But I will make myself available to come to Manchester if I get an invite at another time. But
Anytime, mate. You're welcome.
so how, and also you've got some big personal bodyguard. Oh, Henry's joining in the podcast for those of you that can't see. He always knows when I'm talking to another dog owner, so he needs to sit on my lap. And you've got some big personal body goals going on at the moment, which we're going to talk about. But as this is the Mum Boss Method podcast, like how do you fit in a really, really busy and demanding job where you don't, you're the person that has to motivate yourself and being a mum and all the stuff you're doing for your own training and your own fitness, how and the fact that you've only just started using Google Calendar. I had to get that in.
Yeah. Do you know what to say? I were in the military, my time management. I think it's like obviously undiagnosed ADHD, but I think when you're in the military, you're just told what to do. So it's like you don't need a calendar.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I manage it all? Uh, I've got an amazing wife for one, who really is like super mum. But I think in terms of work, like that has to work. That's got to support us. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I absolutely love it. Like, I love my job. So there's no option for that to fail at all. Again, I just
Yeah.
don't give myself an option to fail. Um, but like the sleepless nights, the tiredness, like it can be difficult because I've got to sit and do check-ins, or I've got to go to the gym, or I've got to do this, and like because we've only just opened it up, like that 6 week period opening the gym was awful because we were all so tired. We were getting stressed, we were getting like horrible with each other, like me and my business partner, because it's a lot of stress. And then obviously coming home and having a small baby, especially like now he's getting bigger and he can move around a bit more. It's tiring, really tiring. And I think fitting my own training around that, like having a coach helps because I've had my coach for 3 years. He's a very much no bullshit approach. He very much was very impressed at how much I trained to say I've got all this going on.
Mm,
But he also understood that like I'm stressed, so it's like it's all right, we're not going to increase food, blah blah blah. And like recently I've dropped from 5 training sessions a week to 4 because it's not that I couldn't do it, but I'm just tired. And if I'm putting extra stress on my body, then am I really making progression? And I think that's one thing that people, and I'm sure you've spoke about it before, is overtraining. People just think that you've got to be in the gym every day. And I
mm,
think if you train hard enough, you train towards your own personal goals, you can drop training. I'm not saying if you go to gym twice a week and do 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, still
Yeah.
do that. But if you're training 5, 6 days a week and you're tired, you need to take a day down.
Yeah. Yeah. That happened to me this week. We were saying just before I hit record that, the last 5 days or something, I've been waking up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. I'm
Man.
shattered. So I trained on Monday with my clients and I'm training for a half marathon at the minute. So I was meant to run on Tuesday and I couldn't. You can't, when you're waking up at 3 o'clock and not getting back to sleep, you have to listen to your body. And there's no, now there's no guilt attached to that. But 6, 7, 8 years ago, me, oh, there's the Zoom thumbs up. 6, 7, 8 years ago, me, there would have been massive amounts of guilt for not going out and running.
Yeah, I think, is it a female thing, the guilt thing if we don't go to gym? Is it a general population thing? I don't know, but we all get to this guilty stage where we're like, oh yeah, but I hadn't done my session. It's like, did you train 4 times last week? Yeah, great. Are you missing a session? Oh well, get over it. But I
Yeah,
think because it's that all or nothing mentality, which we talked about
yeah,
before, but also that people don't understand that it's the average of your actions rather than it just being, you have to do the same thing every
yeah,
day. It's like, no, 80% of your week could be good, but if you're really tired on one day, it's okay to skip it.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I also think, and I got into a bit of a debate with my cousin about this, that there is a massive amount of this is mum guilt.
Right.
Um, I think that is a female thing. I think there is a lot of mum guilt attached to it. Um, and I don't know whether you and Rosie ever experienced that with the things that you have to do that maybe take you away from Hugo for a couple of weeks, couple of hours or something. But the putting time in your diary that takes you out of the house to do something for you is a huge. And then you're thinking, oh, I should be in the house, I should be doing stuff with the kids, or even if the kids aren't there, I should be doing the washing or whatever it is, all that boring stuff that has to just happen. I do think there's a huge amount of mum guilt that is attached to it.
It's funny because I feel like Rosie gets that. She's like, if she's tired, she'll just sit. But no, she won't sit, she'll clean. And I'm
Yeah,
like, just sit down. And she's like, no, no, I need to do this for you. I need to make his dinner. I need to clean up. And I'm like, why? Why? There's
yeah,
nobody coming round. Nobody cares.
yeah.
We'll clean up tomorrow. And I think your house ain't gonna look like a shithole unless like you've left it for like weeks and weeks. Do you
Yeah,
know what
no. It used to make me laugh with some of my clients during lockdown. They'd be like, "Oh, I need to do the cleaning." Why? Who's coming round? Legally, no one can come.
I mean?
Why
Yeah,
are
just
you
leave it.
worrying about it?
Yeah, leave it. It's
Yeah,
mad, isn't it?
yeah, it's crazy. I've got a rule now where I don't do any housework during my working day.
Such a good idea.
I've got the slow cookers on downstairs because I'm slow cooker Sally. And
What's in it?
it's a chili made with turkey mince because I don't eat beef.
Nice.
In a minute, when we finish this recording, I'm going to put macaroni in it. And then it's going to be a chili macaroni cheese bake.
I need the recipe. Will you send it
I
me?
know you're going to need the recipe because of all the carbs that you're on. You're going to love it.
Mate, I've actually started my diet on Monday because I couldn't physically eat any more food.
Okay, let's move into this then. Let's move into
Well,
this bit. This dog is literally snoring on my arms. Anyway,
oh,
so um now Laura looks amazing all the time, and if you go on her Instagram, you'll see all different pictures of Laura. Um, but tell us what you've been doing for how long has it been now?
probably about 3.5 years now.
Okay, so tell us what's been going on.
So, being in the military, right, with all these guys, I wanted a six pack because some of the guys had six packs because I just wanted to be alpha. I wanted to be better. I wanted to be strong, stuff like that. But I was so terrified of ever bulking. So I'd always be dieting, but never really, really dieting because I'd eat back my calories on my fitness pal and I'd not weigh things. So I'd just be putting random amounts in. If it was too much, I'd put half the amount, random shit like that. So every time I went on ops or detachment with work, I'd spend that 6 week, 3 months, 6 months getting ripped because that's what I thought I needed to do.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I started with a good level of muscle mass on my shoulders, my arms, and my back really, but never nothing on my legs. My legs were so skinny because I didn't know how to train. I didn't dare eat because I was like, I'll get fat and I'm really scared of that. And military lifestyle, very, very big drinking. So
Mm.
every weekend, I was getting drunk all weekend. So I'd spend my Monday to Thursday absolutely hammering the gym, eating next to nothing. Get to Thursday, it'd be Thirsty Thursday, so we'd be out. Friday, hungover, bacon butties. Saturday, Sunday out. Sunday, eat as much as I possibly could. Ready to go back into my diet on Monday.
Mm.
Every single week, this is what I did.
Yeah.
So then when I was leaving the military, like obviously I said like the gym literally was my life. So I loved training, but I didn't have a plan. I was Googling what workout is best for getting a six pack, what's workouts get ripped. Like, and if it didn't work in a week, I'd be Googling next one.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is probably 80% of the female population that do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Might not have the culture of the military drinking, but it probably still looked similar in, cocktails on a Friday and bottomless brunch or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could just be describing my life
Yeah,
from,
100%.
from my
Yeah. And
20s and into my 30s. Yeah.
exactly. And I think that's the thing. It's not just a military thing. That is most people's lives. So yeah, so when I was obviously leaving the military and I was like, right, well, if I want to be a coach, I need to get a coach. So I got this bodybuilder guy, right? He's absolutely massive and he's great. And I went and walked into the session and he said, right, this session's free. We'll see if you can hack my training. So he put me through a leg session and I'm like, oh, yeah, I've trained legs loads of times. I'm fine. I literally could not fucking walk for a week. A week, mate. Um, so yeah, that's where it all started. And did my first photo shoot with him. So obviously dieted down for about 20 weeks. Did really well, like the leanest I've ever been, but very, very small. And this is the critical point that has changed my life. And I feel like so many women miss out on this. That from that diet point, from my photo shoot, like I weren't leaner than I have been after that, but it's the leanest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like, right, well, what next? Try and not get too fat because you dieted for that long that you're just gonna like indulge,
Yeah.
which struggle with a little bit, but that's pretty normal. But then he said, right, we're gonna start bulking now. We're gonna start getting bigger. And the pinnacle point, watching them scales go up rather than down, was the most rewarding thing I have ever done in my life. Because as females, or as anyone really, but as females especially, like every single one of my clients, they want to be 10 stone. Why?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They want to be down to 10 stone. Like, what the fuck does 10 stone mean? Nothing. Nobody sees that number. So why do you give a shit about it?
Yeah.
Really winds me up. But anyway, so watching them scales go up, I was gutted if the scales weren't going up one week. And that completely changed my mindset from always having to be losing weight and always having to try and get skinnier
Yeah.
or smaller or whatever you want to call it. Changed my life, mate. So obviously I spent quite a long time bulking, did a shoot the following year, and obviously because I'd spent a long time bulking, dieted again, and again, you won't believe me, Chrissy, but in this 12 weeks that I dieted for this next photo shoot, I had my wedding, my honeymoon. I opened my first gym, and I was dieting for a photo shoot in 12 weeks. So that was also a very stressful time. And then again, started the cycle again
Yeah.
in 2022. So I've basically done for 2 years now, probably three up and down cycles, but never getting as lean as a photo shoot because I just think it's wasting time because what's the point getting that lean when I could be spending that building?
Yeah.
And then now I'm at my heaviest I've ever been. I'm at 163.5 I were on Monday.
Hmm.
And I genuinely feel comfortable at this weight. Like I'm glad that I'm dieting just because I'm really full and it's a lot of food.
Yeah.
But I went on holiday in January and I felt completely confident in my body at the heaviest I've ever been because I've spent a long time eating a lot of food, spent time building some muscle, growing confidence, deciding that six packs aren't everything, deciding that it's not all about how your belly looks, how most women think about it. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I just went on a massive.
No, it's so interesting because we had a little Instagram chat about this the other day, didn't we? And also I've been talking to my clients a lot recently about, and even just this morning, just like, why are we trying to eat so very little, like the littlest meals possible? Now, look, the majority of my clients have weight loss goals, fat loss goals. I say weight loss because we call it fat loss, but to general, to my clients, it's weight loss, right? They have those goals. I obviously come at it from a very health, self-care point of view. I want you, yes, we'll help you lose weight, but I want you to be healthy. It's absolutely pointless you losing weight if you're actually then feeling like crap. But why are we so afraid to eat more food?
Honestly, I think it goes back to the 90s, 2000s of the size zero. And that was obviously the craze. And I think because the pinnacle point of me growing up, and then early 20s and things like that, that era is very much such a big part. 'Cause I think the skinny phase went on for so long
Such a long time.
that I think it's almost ingrained in us. And I think as well, from a sexist point of view, I think men are seen to be eating big, massive steaks, big meals, and women are eating salads.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that is how women are looked upon. And I think the whole on films, TV, like that's what you see, even on Friends. Do you know what I mean? That's what you
Yeah.
see in the women ordering salads because if a woman ordered a massive greasy burger, they'd be like, "Oh, are you all right?" And it's like there's nothing wrong with eating more. It's hard, isn't it? Because I feel like from my background and my experience being in the military, like, and I write about this a lot on Instagram, but on a Thursday night, we always takeaway night. And it was really difficult to say no because everyone else were getting one. But they could get away with eating a massive pizza every night because their calorific needs were a lot higher than mine were because I'm smaller. So it's difficult to compare from that to actually you can still eat more food. But do you know what really surprises me? Let's say I put someone on like 1850 calories or
Mm.
1700 calories. You can have so much food in that 1700 calories,
Yeah.
but people pick like really high, small things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah. It's yeah, like as small as women, we can generally eat less than men. How tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah, okay, so you've got a good, 4.5 inches on me, but whatever. Um, I'm not a very big woman. I have a sit down job. Most people are like, oh, you must be exercising all the time. No, I sit at a desk, you know. Um, I have a dog to walk, I exercise, yes, but I can't eat that many calories really compared to, someone who's maybe 6 inches taller than me, a male. So, um, but you can, if you are, it's not even being clever. If you're knowledgeable, if you are taught how to do it, if you know the choices to make, and by the way, we're not talking about cutting out the things that are less nutritious, because I happen to know that Laura's favorite meal has chocolate in it.
Not wrong
And
there.
yeah, and mine is too. Like, I love chocolate, I eat chocolate, but if you are wise with your choices and you plan your meals well, you're going to have a massive plate of food in front of you.
This is what I mean. I feel like, for example, you in a 1700 calorie day, you could have bacon and egg bagel for your breakfast.
Mhm.
You could have a chicken wrap and salad for your lunch. You could have a massive rice, chicken, vegetable bowl of some sort and be absolutely stuffed. And you'd probably still have 300 or 400 calories left.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it blows my mind, but I feel like it's really difficult to explain it to people how simple it is because it's thrown in our faces, convenience, simple, convenience, blah, 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 that people don't think for themselves anymore.
No, no. And I think also that where everyone's trying to get smaller, and we've also got, the concept of, oh, just eat less and move more, which is, we know, not the case. It's not the case at all. Everyone thinks everything has to be smaller. Like, I'm trying to bring back sandwiches.
Love
I'm
a
trying
sandwich.
I'm trying to bring back, and it started by a client saying to me, how can I make my sandwiches more filling? And I looked in her food diary and I was like, just chuck loads more ham in there. Like, we don't need 2 slices of ham in a sandwich. You can use like half a packet or a packet. And I bloody love a sandwich that I can barely, hold on to.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to eat less? It's miserable, is what it is. It's so
I think
miserable.
because people think that less calorie means less food. That I think that's what
Yeah.
you're saying, isn't it? I think people think you've got to eat like less physical food, but
Yeah.
actually you could probably have more.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a message that we need to put out there more.
Talk about that more. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna write that down.
You write that down. I'll write it down. So
Oh,
so we got talking the other day because of how much food that you've been eating, and physically at the moment that you're finding that difficult, so you're going to diet from Monday. And obviously when me and Laura talk about this, for those of you listening that are thinking like, hold on, I don't get it. Like, this is all controlled dieting and controlled bulking, and this is not for everyone. Not everyone is going to do this, but actually the message to take away is it's completely changed your mindset around food from the mindset that you used to have.
yeah, and I think even if you don't want to grow muscle, even just increasing your calories to try and get to a maintenance like is even still very similar.
Yeah.
I think we just need to chuck the bloody scales away, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I actually have this. I have this theory that yes, the scales are not everything, but actually, by just completely banning them and not using them, we're giving them power. It's just a piece of electronic equipment with a battery in it.
You're right, because I weigh myself every day, but it's because I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm more about this is my goal. Am I getting to that goal? And I think if you can have that mentality, great. But if you're obsessing over them,
yeah,
then it's not the be all and end all. But I was thinking about this last week, right? I haven't worn my watch a couple of days because when I get up in the morning, Rosie's still in bed, Hugo's still in bed. And if I forget to get my watch, I'm not going back in because that's a game changer. Um, so I haven't worn my watch and I thought, oh, I don't know how many steps I've done, and I thought, why do I care? Like, why do I know I've got to get that 10K in, but I'll probably get that in anyway.
yeah.
Like, why do I need to record my workout on my watch?
I know.
Because it's not real anyway. It's not right the amount of calories I'm burning.
No.
Why do we rely so much on like these fake numbers?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I caught myself doing this the other week. I got to the gym and I'd forgot my watch because it was on charge. But actually, I think one of the best things that's ever happened to me is my husband bought me an Apple Watch for Christmas. I don't understand the metrics on this. So I'd have no clue anymore. No clue. Like, I understand how many steps I've got, but again, vastly different from when I was wearing a Garmin. That I wore the two, on the set on for a couple of days just to compare, and there was 2K difference in the steps.
You're joking.
Yeah. But I got to the gym the other day and I'd forgotten it, and I nearly didn't go in the gym. And I thought, that's behavior from 6 years ago. What are you doing? What an absolute idiot. But it's the same with, I say this to my clients as well, who say they don't like tracking. Okay, don't track. People lost weight before my fitness pal.
They did, mate. And I think people just need to have technology controlling them. And I
Yeah.
think it's like evolved and it gets worse and worse and
Yeah.
worse. But actually, you don't.
No.
What do you think about these MyZone belts?
Oh, I've got a MyZone belt, but I
Tell
was
me
given
about
it.
them.
I was given it.
Yeah.
So I was given it, and this is probably not that interesting for listeners, but I was given it at Performex last year. I met the MyZone team, and I think they were trying to get me to use them with my clients, which doesn't really work. I don't have a facility, but I quite enjoy the community aspect of it because I'm connected to people I know, and we can like comment on each other's workouts and stuff like that. And I quite enjoy that. And you get points and you get badges. I quite like gamification like that. And I think having a facility, it's a great thing. Like it's quite fun. It doesn't work for my clients, but I quite enjoy mine.
Yeah,
So
no, I know a lot of people have got them, but I don't know how it works, but I think I can only compare it to an Apple Watch where you can have friends on it and
yeah,
beat them on steps and things like that. But I just think, is it correct or is it just another?
it's just another thing.
Yeah,
It's
thought
just
so.
another thing, but I must freeze
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
I
true.
like
Yeah.
free. Okay, cool. This has been awesome. Yeah, so tell people where they can find you, firstly.
Um, they can find me on Instagram at Laura-Faye Fitness and Facebook and website laurafayfitness.co.uk.
Not on
But yeah,
TikTok, Laura. No.
I am, but I don't really use it. I'm not down with the 12-year-olds.
No, no, it's a big time hole for me, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Um, right, a few questions to finish off. What's your favorite food?
What is my favorite food? Nando's
Okay,
or a burger.
okay. Favorite exercise in the gym?
Leg press.
Worst exercise in the gym?
Split squats.
Everyone says split squat.
Do you know what? I've got a love-hate relationship. I can't say that I hate them because I have got a love-hate, but the thought of doing them some days, I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay. Um, this has been awesome, my love. I loved
Thank you
catching up
so
with
much.
you. So
Thanks
good.
so
I'm
much for
so
having
sad
me.
I'm going to see you in Manchester, but we'll see each other soon.
I'm sure, mate. I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll sort something out.
Yeah. Go give Laura a follow. Thank you for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed it, please share it. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.